Hello, this is Doug Stewart, the Godless Evangelist, spreading the word of reason. This is a response to Father Barron's YouTube video on the New Atheists. Father, you make two main points. The first is that the human brain is hardwired for religion, and atheism is blocking that innate need for God. Secondly, the existentialist philosophy of the 20th century, where they basically say that all there is existence and life is meaningless and empty, very depressing. So that's real atheism, where today's new atheism, the best campaign that says probably there's no God, so stop worrying and just enjoy your life, that's trivial and flippant. You used the example where a dog, a pet dog that has everything, comfort, food, is totally content with his life, where a human being with the same situation would not be. I agree. However, I do not agree with your statement that atheists believe that we're just bigger dogs. May I suggest a book by Dr. Daniel Dennett, one of the original New Atheists, called Breaking the Spell, Religion as a Natural Phenomena. In it he describes that, say for example, if snow falls off of a roof, a dog will get up and be startled, and then after a while he'll just go back to sleep again, where the human mind will look into the reason why the snow fell off of the roof. So yes, our minds are similar, but we have a much higher cognitive level. Now that higher level, where we're always looking for something else, that has advantages like discovering that the world is not flat and it's actually round, completely against our natural thought pattern, and we're not stationary, we're actually revolving around the sun as opposed to what we see as the sun revolving around the earth. So that's man's ability to do that because of his brain, but that comes at a price, and that price is religion. So again, I agree, it does look like our brains are hardwired for God and religion, but that's just simplistic, the earth is flat thinking. It's interesting that every human culture has developed art, music, language and religion, and they're all completely different. So just as every human brain is prone to religion, it's just like every tree in a forest is prone to parasitic plants, insects, woodpeckers, etc. Just as these tree freeloaders, if you were, have evolved to exploit the tree, so as a religion has evolved to exploit the human brain. So with the transfer of memes are like genes, but they're ideas as opposed to DNA sequences. Only the most virulent and successful will survive. So the religions that are alive today have survived because of what I consider extremely immoral practices, such as the delusion of a heaven and a hell. If you do as you're told, you'll go to heaven, but if you don't do what we say, you'll go to hell. You use the, in my opinion, crass example that because hunger proves the existence of food, our innate desire for religion proves the existence of God. Well, hunger can be easily proved scientifically. We expel energy, so we need energy to take in to compensate for that. Where religion, it's not necessary at all. I am living proof of that. And more people are coming over to our way of thinking. The recent survey showed that 15% of people choose none in the religion box. You say that atheism is the drug that's blocking the need for God. I say that atheism is the antidote that's curing the disease known as God. You go further by saying that atheism is a type of fantasy land. So if you can call a fantasy land that's based on logic, critical thinking, rationality, reason, evidence and the scientific method, then I guess it's a fantasy land. The antidote of atheism is available today because science is answering the difficult questions, despite the best attempts of the church and theology in general to do otherwise. Also, the church isn't burning blasphemers at the stake, which is always a good idea. Thanks for that. So, would you want to go back to the Dark Ages and the Inquisition times of old, or live in a theocracy like Iran or Saudi Arabia is today? No, I'm sure you wouldn't. Life is getting better, and it's getting better for secular reasons, not religious. So, the atheist bus slogan of "just enjoy your life" isn't just playing at atheism. It's freedom. Freedom from the theological shackles of irrational belief. Lastly, I want to make two main points. First, you mentioned that atheists have no desires beyond this world. That is just not true. That's a blatant lie. I personally have desires for my children and their descendants, but I also have an passionate desire for humanity, that they'll reach for the stars, both actually and metaphorically. Humanity as a species has such potential. It's saddening to see it wasted on the virus of irrational belief. Secondly, your extremely frivolous comment of wouldn't it be nice if there was no higher moral demand, followed by your references to God, is implying that atheism has no morality and for some reason religion has the moral high ground. Well, that is just a blatant lie. That's just below you. May I remind you that the least religious states of this country and the least religious countries in the world lead in nearly every moral statistic. Plus, our prisons are disproportionately filled with the religious, and it's the Catholic Church, not the atheistic organizations of the world like the National Academy of Scientists, that are raping our children. Anyone, please comment to this video, or better still, call me and leave a message on 504-684-4669. If you leave your contact information, I'll get back to you and maybe we can debate. I'll record the conversation and post it on my website, www.godlessevangelist.com. What do you say? Cheers.